Hello guys, it's me, Andrea. Today I will show you what I do with this folder. I made this for Hannah, and this is the folder as it looks when you get it. We get a lot of them when we go to seminars to this organization. They're really nice. Inside they're very smooth. The problem is outside it's very textured. It had this lines and it looks nice, but you will see later that always gives me a heartache for stamping, so I have to work around that. And I already gessoed it completely, and then I can go on working. So for the start, I gave it a light wash with my greenish blue favorite color. It is from Amsterdam. As I said, a wash, very watered down, to have something to work on. And then I start the stamping, and because Hannah loves this droplet so much, I use that. And this is from Design by Rin. This is this, I don't know how they call it. It's on the sheet, forgot. So, but I really like this one, this running down water drops, and really nice. So I really put it or press it on firmly and leave it on for a while that the ink can soak in properly to get a really nice impression, and it works well. It's so important to have a good ink. I use the VersaFine here, and yeah, and a really smooth background to stamp it properly. And then I use different droplet stamps for the inside, everywhere, all over, and on the right side you can see that. And because I wanted to work on with it, I used this Muskin liquid and went over all the droplets, over all of them. I can tell you that was, yeah, nice work. You can see here that's very shiny, so there's this Muskin fluid on top. And here I use the greenish blue again with my other blue, Prussian blue hue I really like to use, mix it together and go over the entire area, inside a area. It, it went a bit dark, so that's why I use paper cloth here to take off paint. The paint is still wet. Take off paint to lighten it a bit and to have a bit more of a distressy look, of course. I like this method and I like this distress look a lot. I take off all the left wet paint, a bit swiping with the dry cloth, and then I use a baby wipe and remove parts of the paint. I had to be careful, of course, with the drops. There was still this masking fluid on. I had to be careful not to remove it. So, and then I go with this stencil in it. It's Crafters Companion. What is it called? Company. Always forget that. Workshop. Crafters Company's Workshop, I think it's called. And use it for the whole area inside. And use a makeup sponge and black acrylic ink. It's Amsterdam again. Most of my paint is Amsterdam paint, actually, because I'm quite happy with that. Good quality, great price, so work with that. I have some golden products, but most of it is Amsterdam. So now I finished actually putting paint on, so I can remove the masking fluid, and as you can see here, you will have a little gap between or around the droplets. You never will be able to put it on that precise, but we'll fix that later. I go on in with the greenish blue again and paint around it, but I won't show it. So what's the point showing you doing me this fiddly work? So, but this is white acrylic paint. I put on the reflections, and at the end I went over with acrylic binder to protect the inside, because I had to work on the outside now and I didn't want to ruin it. So it's easy then to remove some stray paint with a wet baby wipe inside, just in case it didn't happen. So this is stencil I made myself, and this is my main focus on the front, and it goes from right to left. I had to dry the fish in the middle a bit. I didn't want to ruin it. So this is an Inca Gold in aquamarine there. And I watered that down and used it as paint. Only for a reason, because I haven't got Lumiere in that color, and I use others, the other Lumieres as well. As you can see here, the dark blue. I wanted to have this effect, this turquoise blue effect, what you have under the water in the sea. And I really need more of the Lumieres. They're absolutely beautiful. I like the shine, but with you can help yourself with this golden Inca, or not Inca Gold. When you water that down, you will get a similar effect. So this is a crackle paint I use. It's in white, and I go over the raised areas of this fish to have this crackle effect. It looks much more interesting. Now it's a bit boring simply like this, or go over it with paint simple. That's much more interesting. You can see the, not quite, no, on this one you can see better the crackles, but to accentuate them I use acrylic ink. This is from Daler-Rowney, and put it on that areas quite thick, let it sit for a moment that it can soak in, and then I dab it off again so that only the crackle areas are left with the ink in. And that looks to me really nice, as you can see here. And I cover the whole fish with it, of course. This is a cold enamel. I will put that into all the open areas, the flippers and the head, and it's a fantastic contrast, I think. Really like that. And it stays, when it dries, it stays shiny. So the whole outside of this file folder is has a lot of shine. Looks really nice. At the end you will see that. So more droplets I will use again from Design by Rin Stamps with this raisin bubbles. But as I said before, the outside is very textured, and it's not possible to stamp on that. So that's why I stamped on tissue paper and glue it down, fuzzing around with positions here. But then I glue it down with Mod Podge, and of course you will see that it is glued down. So that means I have to blend it in with paint. I will show you here. You can see that you won't get that invisible on, of course not. But you can fix that by using the same background paint you've used before and blend it in. I used the Lumiere, the dark one, and I work it in. The problem with Lumieres are they dry quite quickly. So that's why I use, afterwards you will see that with a baby wipe, a wet finger to blend it in, to keep it a bit moister and blend it in much better. That works quite good. At the end you will see a close up, and you can see that it blends, it has blended in nicely. I go around the fish to have it more dimensional, to have more depth actually. So, and of course the reflections again in white acrylic paint over all the bubbles. You already can see that the bubbles are, or the tissue paper is not that obvious anymore. So then I used this violet from Lumiere to put it on. I already did that, forgot to put the camera on. I found it a bit too, boring. You can see I needed a bit the different color of that. And again, the crackle paste on that flap I used with the Diane Reveille bubble stencil. Okay, there was a gap left, didn't like it. Closed it, and much better. So I use this Liquitex gloss varnish to go over the whole file folder to protect it. You know, when she takes it with her everywhere and there gets stained, you can easily wash with a damp cloth over it. And I use the same method I used with the other crackle paint or the crackle paste with the ink. You can see it here, put the ink on, take it off again, and then it sinks into the crackles. And that's it. And now you will see a close-up already, because I put a sentiment on in letters. It would have bored you to watch that, and I put some notepad in. You will see that later. Inside, it's easy to do, so no rocket science. So on this, all these letters I die cut from. I have a die here, the alphabet die. I die cut them. It was a fuzzy work, and believe me, you would have been bored with me fuzzing around, have them arranged properly in the right distance and so on. So I glued them on simply that, went around with a white Sharpie, and that's it. So now you can see the inside, and that's what I did with this notepad. You can see I punched some holes into the file folder and put this bookbinding screws through, and the notepad is of course punched holes into that so that Hannah can replace the notebook easily. It's a normal puncher, standard puncher, so everyone has this size, and it's easy. Then you can punch the notebook, punch holes in the notebook, and can replace it if necessary. So that's it. I hope you like it, and most of it I hope that Hannah likes it. She got it for Christmas, so that's why I show this video afterwards. I done the video time ago, before November, end of November, I think. So, and what I forgot, actually, I forgot to take pictures, and I haven't got any pictures, but I hope you're happy with the close-up. You can see what I've done, and of course pictures would have shown the real true colors so much better and more colorful. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope I will see you with my next project. So have a fantastic time. See you soon. Bye bye.